Okay, a warm-up flow using the 8 mother palms. Number 1, downward pressing palm. I'm pressing my head up, I'm pressing my sacrum down, I'm pressing the palms down, and I can move with the breath. Inhale, exhale. And you can also reverse it so that as you inhale, you move down. Keep your knees pointing forwards. Toes are pointing forwards and knees are pointing forwards. Number 2, feel as if you're wrapping here, but also expanding out. If you want, you can bring the hands down and up into the posture. So we have different variations here. Cross hands and out, down and up, down and up, down and up, or just sideways, sideways. Okay, number 3, double colliding palms. I'm going a bit fast because I'm trying to get everything onto the video in a short amount of time, so I'm a bit manic, but actually take your time and feel into each posture. Number 4, upholding heaven palm. You should feel that pulling your hands apart is creating the turning of your waist. There. And then if you put your mind not in pulling the hands apart, but in the turning of the waist, it should feel like the hands naturally want to do that. So we can lead from the hands or lead from the dantian. When we get onto walking the circle, that movement, it feels like it's a continuous movement which is driving the circle, but also our legs stepping is driving the turning of the waist, that's driving this continuous drilling upward of the hands. It's wonderful, magical stuff. Number 5 is lion rolls the ball. Very similar to the movement cicada sheds its shell, which is a kind of this kind of throwing action where you're, it's mostly a hip throw really, isn't it? But we can use it as a opening exercise, opening. And then number 6 is yin yang fishes. So again, this pushing forwards and backwards is what's turning the waist. But then also turning the waist is what pushes the hands forwards and backwards. So as well as stretching our body, we're conditioning it to use its natural connections. We're trying to make the body connected so that it will always move as a connected whole. And when we're doing these types of exercises, we're using the body's natural spiral power. The body generates force in spirals. Even if I'm doing something that looks not very spirally compared to Baguazhang movements, like a boxer's jab, there, of course, the force is spiraling from my back foot through my body, out the hand. Okay, so yin-yang fishes. Next is drilling heaven, piercing the earth, or piercing the earth, drilling heaven, can't remember which, but we have this drilling thing happening with our hand here and there. And number 8 is millstone turning palm. A quick word about stance. I'm basically just shoulder width apart, toes pointing forwards, knees pointing forwards. But I can be upright or I can sink myself down. If I want, I can make my stance a little bit wider and sink down so that I have a horse riding stance. That way you're just using the legs a little bit more. And as you do that, you'll see that one knee goes forwards, one knee goes backwards as I turn the waist. But what doesn't happen is that. That is very bad news for your knees. So one knee goes forwards, one knee goes backwards, and the front of the hip folds. It compresses there as it's expanding there, compresses there as it's expanding there. But the knees are still pointing forwards the whole time. Okay, so those are a set of exercises that you can just flow number one, number one, number one, number one. Then when you're ready, go to number 2, repeat, 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 then on to number 3. Then you can hold each posture for a couple of minutes. Okay, so have a play with those. Those are the 8 mother palms of Baguazhang.